Learn from the world's best all in one place with Masterclass, the only streaming platform where you can learn and grow with over 200 of the world's best. Masterclass always has great offers during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50% off. Head over to masterclass.com/Spotify for the current offer. That's up to 50% off at masterclass.com/Spotify.
70,000 people are here, and Bob Dylan is the reason for it.
Inspired by the true story.
For anyone who's gonna hold your attention on a stage, you have to kind of be a freak.
Are you a freak?
Hope so.
And starring Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan. He defied everyone.
Turn it down!
Play loud!
To change everything.
Make some noise, BD.
Timothée Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, Monica Barbaro. A complete unknown. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Rated R. Under 17, animated without parent.
Hello Quizheads, welcome to Takeaway Trivia, episode number 249. I'm Leon, your quizmaster from Hereford, UK, and this is another pub quiz in a podcast. Yes, it's the 2024 Quizmas edition. I hope the festivities are good where you are. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not a religious person, but I do love the meaning of Christmas. I love catching up with old friends, going out, having a few drinks. I love coming back home and chilling out in front of the television with your family, watching some feel-good Christmas films, and just basically having a week where you can unwind, ready for the year ahead. Whatever you're up to, I hope it's a good one. Before we get started on this week's Quizmas questions, let's say a few hellos. Lauren has been on saying, a year ago, my then fiancé asked for a shout out. I heard it as we were waiting to go to Florida to get married. A year later, I wanted to say that he is the best quiz partner, and I am so happy to have him on my quiz team. Thank you for being a part of our memories. Lauren, that's very kind of you. Merry Christmas to you and your partner. Congratulations on your 1 year anniversary. Rebecca says, we're on a road trip from London to the French Alps to celebrate Christmas. Could you give a shout out to Alfie for being a great driver, and Jess and B for bringing the car fun? Rebecca, thank you. Safe journeys. And Tom's been on saying we're heading off on our summer holiday. Of course, they're from Australia. Of course it's summer. In Victoria, Australia, you become a staple of the commute and a fifth member of the family on road trips. Blimey. Can you please give a shout out to my boys Ethan and Alex and my wife Lauren? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Should we get cracking on this week's edition? This week's Quizmas edition. If you're not celebrating Christmas, don't worry. You're still welcome aboard, and round 1 is your usual general knowledge. Round 2 is the festive quiz. Then round number 3, I will deliver on the long-promised children's round. It's going to be children's TV and movies. Good luck with that one. And of course, we round out the quiz with the final fling. However you're playing, good luck. And of course, Merry Quizmas. Okay then, Quizheads, let's start this Christmas week edition of Takeaway Trivia with your general knowledge. Question number 1. In Squid Game, employees with which shape on their mask hold the highest authority? Number 1. In Squid Game, employees with which shape on their masks hold the highest authority? Number 2, in Gavin and Stacey, how many times had Stacey been engaged before Gavin? So number 2, in Gavin and Stacey, how many times had Stacey been engaged before Gavin? Number 3, which ocean surrounds Antarctica? Number 3, which ocean surrounds Antarctica? Question number 4, in which part of your body would you find the cruciate ligament? So number 4, in which part of your body would you find the cruciate or cruciate ligament? Number 5, what nut would you find in the middle of Ferrero Rocher? So number 5, what nut is in the middle of a Ferrero Rocher? Number 6, which football club plays its home games at Loftus Road? Question 6, which football club plays its home games at Loftus Road? Number 7, what is a baby goat called? Question 7. What is a baby goat called? Number 8. In which year was the film Titanic released? Question number 8. In which year was the film Titanic, that's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, in what year was that released? Number 9. What is the medical term for the funny bone? Question number 9. What is the medical term for the funny bone? And number 10. As seen in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, what is the name of the alien geneticist who creates Rocket Raccoon? Question number 10. As seen in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, what is the name of the alien geneticist who created Rocket Raccoon? That's your 10 questions on general knowledge. I will have the answers for those after round number 2. And for round number 2, we're getting festive. 10 questions all about the Christmas season. It's your festive knowledge. Number 1, starring Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. This is the story of a couple who struggle to visit all 4 of their divorced parents at Christmas. What's it called? So question number 1, starring Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. What is the name of the film that tells the story of a couple who struggle to visit all 4 of their divorced parents at Christmas? Number 2, who had a massive Christmas hit with the song Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree? So number 2, who has had a big hit with the song Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree? It's had a resurgence in the last few years because of TikTok. But who originally sung it? At number 3, in which country is it tradition to hide all brooms in the house on Christmas Eve? Number 3, in which country is it tradition to hide all brooms in the house on Christmas Eve? Number 4, Patra, that's P-A-T-R-A, is the birthplace of the original Santa Claus St. Nicholas, but in which modern day country would you find it? So number 4, Patra, the birthplace of the original Santa Claus St. Nicholas, is found in which modern day country? Question number 5. What song was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh? So question number 5. What song was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh? Number 6. How many times is the name of Santa Claus used in The Night Before Christmas? Number 6, how many times is the name of Santa Claus used in the... it's a poem, isn't it, originally? The Night Before Christmas. How many times is Santa Claus said? Number 7, which star sign covers Christmas Day? Number 7, which star sign covers Christmas Day? Number 8, how many times does the number 2 appear on a standard advent calendar? So number 8, how many times does the number 2 appear on a standard advent calendar? Question number 9, in which year was the book Elf on a Shelf first published? Was it 2005 or 2009? So number 9, in which year was the book Elf on a Shelf first published? Was it 2005 or 2009? And number 10, originally released in 1984, the song Last Christmas by Wham didn't actually make it to UK Christmas number 1 until which year? Number 10, originally released in 1984, Wham's Last Christmas didn't actually make it to UK Christmas number 1 until which year? Christmas number 1 used to be a massive deal. Certainly when I was young and growing up, I remember, the radio stations made a big thing about who's going to be Christmas number 1. Then Simon Cowell kind of came along and sabotaged it with X Factor and spoilt the fun, really, because he just kind of force-fed us drivel for a decade, forcing it to number 1. And then Lad Baby came along with his awful Sausage Roll songs for the last few years, And it's just kind of taken the shine off it all now, isn't it? All right, then, there's your 10 questions about Christmas. Let's return to round number 1. It was your general knowledge. What were the answers? Number 1, it's back on Netflix this week, I believe, but in Squid Game, employees with which shape on their masks hold the highest authority? It's square. Number 2, in Gavin and Stacey, how many times has Stacey been engaged before Gavin? 5. Number 3, which ocean surrounds Antarctica? If you've put the Antarctic Oceans, people do call it that, but its official name is the Southern Ocean. Because it's Christmas, I'll give you a point for Antarctic Ocean. Number 4, in which part of your body would you find the cruciate ligament? That is your knee. Number 5, what nut is in the middle of a Ferrero Rocher? That's hazelnut. Number 6, which football club plays its home games at Loftus Road? Queen's Park Rangers. Number 7, what is a baby goat called? It's a kid. 8, when was the film Titanic first released? 1997. Number 9, what is the medical term for the funny bone? A humerus. And number 10, as seen in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, what is the name of the alien geneticist who creates Rocket Raccoon, the High Evolutionary? That's your 10 questions answered on general knowledge. Are you ready for a third round in this week's Takeaway Trivia? It's a round I've been promising for quite a while. It's a round a few of you have requested. A round that's more child-friendly. Let's have 10 questions on children's TV and film, because it's Christmas. Question number 1. What breed of dog is Bluey? So number 1, off of the hit TV show that's, I believe, on Disney Plus worldwide, also on BBC iPlayer. What breed of dog is Bluey? Number 2, what kind of animal was Abu in Aladdin? Number 2, what kind of animal was Abu in Aladdin? And number 3, this is one of those ones that you should know, but when you start thinking about it, you start doubting yourself. Number 3, what colour is Peppa Pig's dress? It's a bit like The Simpsons, they always wear the same kind of coloured clothes. So number 3, what colour is Peppa Pig's dress? Number 4, what island is Thomas and Friends set on? So question number 4, what island is Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends set on? Number 5, what is the name of the summer camp in the Disney series Bunked? Number 5, what is the name of the summer camp in the Disney series Bunked? Question number 6, according to the Steven Universe theme song, what will the crystal gems always do? Number 6, according to the Steven Universe theme song, what will the crystal gems always do? Question 7 then, on our round on children's film and TV. What kind of animal is Shifu in Kung Fu Panda? Number 7, what kind of animal is Shifu in Kung Fu Panda? Number 8, I've asked you what colour Peppa Pig's dress is. Here's another one of those questions that might make you go, ooh, I should know this. So number 8, how many buttons does Olaf the snowman have in Frozen? He's got some lumps of coal on his chest, depicting buttons. So number 8, how many buttons does Olaf the snowman have? Number 9, how is Theodore Templeton better known? Talking film and TV there. Number 9, how is Theodore Templeton better known? And finally, on the kids' film and television round, what do the seagulls shout in Finding Nemo? Number 10, what do the seagulls shout in Finding Nemo? 10 questions on kids' television. There we go. Done. All right then. I think we're ready for some answers after this short break.
How about listening to the sounds of Istanbul? Beautiful, isn't it? But you can't discover the coolest city in the world just by listening. Check istanbul.goturkiye.com now and plan your Istanbul trip today.
This episode is brought to you by AWS. Amazon Q Business is the new generative AI assistant from AWS. Many tasks can make business slow, like wading through mud. Help! Luckily, there's a faster, easier, less messy choice. Amazon Q can securely understand your business data to help you streamline tasks, like summarizing quarterly results or doing complex analyses in no time. Q got this. Learn what Amazon Q Business can do for you at aws.com/learn more.
It's time to take a look back at the answers to the previous 2 rounds, beginning with Festive Knowledge. Number 1, starring Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn, the story of a couple who struggle to visit all 4 of their divorced parents at Christmas. What is the name of the film? 4 Christmases. Number 2, who had a hit in the 60s with Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree? Brenda Lee. Number 3, in which country is it a tradition to hide all brooms in the house on Christmas Eve? Norway. According to legend, witches would steal them otherwise. Number 4, Patra, the original birthplace of Santa Claus or St. Nicholas, is in which modern country? Turkey. Number 4, what song was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh, Jingle Bells? 6, how many times is the name of Santa Claus used in the poem or the long poem The Night Before Christmas? None, it's not said. Number 7, which star sign covers Christmas Day? Capricorn. Number 8, how many times does the number 2 appear on a standard advent calendar? 8 times. Number 9, in which year was the book Elf on the Shelf first published? 2005. And number 10, originally released in 1984, Wham's Last Christmas didn't actually make it to UK Christmas number 1 until which year? Unbelievably, 2023. It was last year. Lad Baby had the 4 years prior to that, I believe. Was I a bit harsh on Lad Baby earlier? After all, the money from their singles did go to charity, didn't it? But I don't know, Christmas number 1, it just doesn't feel quite as exciting as it used to. Anyway, let's move on. The answers to the kids' TV and film round. Number 1, what breed of dog is Bluey? A blue heeler. Number 2, what kind of animal was Abu in Aladdin? A monkey. Number 3, what colour is Peppa Pig's dress? Red. 4, what island is Thomas and Friends set on? The Isle of Sodor. Number 5, what is the name of the summer camp in the Disney series Bunked? Camp Kikiwaka? Number 6, according to the Steven Universe theme song, what will the crystal gems always do? Save the day. Number 7, what kind of animal is Shifu in Kung Fu Panda? A red panda. Number 8, how many buttons does Olaf the Snowman have? 3. Number 9, how is Theodore Templeton better known? Boss Baby. And number 10, what do the seagulls shout in Finding Nemo? All together, mine, 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 obviously. And that is your answers done. Are we ready for the final fling? Onwards then to the final fling here at Takeaway Trivia. 15 questions of general knowledge pitched at a slightly harder level than the previous rounds of the quiz. Let's have question number 1. Question number 1, what are you being tested for when you're having an ISAHARA test? That's ISIHARA. Number 1, what are you being tested for when you have an ISAHARA test? Number 2, in which sport did Betty Snowball compete for England? Number 2, in which sport did Betty Snowball compete for England? Number 3, what is the name of the river which flows through Baghdad? Number 3, what is the name of the river that flows through Baghdad? Question 4, who was the creator of the children's character Noddy? Number 4, who was the creator of the children's character Noddy? 5, how many spires does Lichfield Cathedral have? Number 5, how many spires does Lichfield Cathedral have? Number 6, which organisation will be open 24 hours a day and expect over 25,000 calls during the Christmas period. Number 6. Which organisation here in the UK will be open 24 hours a day and expect over 25,000 calls throughout the Christmas period? Number 7. On New Year's Day 1890, what were used for the first time during a football or soccer match in Bolton? Number 7. On New Year's Day 1890, what were used for the first time during a football match in Bolton? Number 8. Which river runs into the Victoria Falls? Question 8. Which river runs into the Victoria Falls? Number 9. In cameras, what does SLR stand for? Number 9. In cameras, what does SLR stand for? Number 10. I'm looking forward to the return of this next year on Netflix, but what is the name of the high school in Stranger Things? Number 10. What is the name of the high school in Stranger Things? 11. What is the oldest currency still in use? Question 11. What is the oldest currency still in use? So number 12. Which sauce is known as crème anglaise in French? Number 12. Which sauce is known as crème anglaise in French? 13. In which Dickens novel is Christmas spent at the home of Mr. Wardle in Dingley Dell? Question number 13. Which Dickens novel is Christmas spent at the home of Mr. Wardle called Dingley Dell? Number 14. How many of Queen Victoria's 9 children were girls? Question 14. How many of Queen Victoria's 9 children were girls? And finally, question number 15. In Scrabble, what is the face value number of points of the word Christmas? Question number 15. In Scrabble, what is the face value number of points of the word Christmas? And that's your final question for this week's Takeaway Trivia. After this quick break, we'll find out the answers.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
All right then, put down your champagne, finish off that last pig in blanket, and let's take a look at the answers to the final fling. Number 1, what are you being tested for when you're having an Ice Sahara test? Colour blindness. Number 2, in which sport did Betty Snowball compete for England? Cricket. Number 3, what is the name of the river which flows through Baghdad? The Tigris. 4, who was the creator of the character Noddy? Enid Blyton. Number 5, how many spires does Lichfield Cathedral have? 3. Question number 6, who are open 24 hours a day and expect over 25,000 calls throughout the Christmas period? It is the Samaritans. Number 7, on New Year's Day 1890, what were used for the first time during a soccer match in Bolton? Goal nets. Number 8, which river runs into Victoria Falls? That's the Zambezi. Number 9, in cameras, what does SLR stand for? Single lens reflex. Number 10, what is the name of the high school in Stranger Things? Hawkins High School. Number 11, what is the oldest currency still in use? Pound sterling. Number 12, which sauce is known as crème anglaise in French? Custard. Surely they're offended by even the thought of custard, I'd have thought. And number 13, in which Dickens novel is Christmas spent at the home of Mr. Wardle called Dingley Dell, Pickwick Papers? Number 14, how many of Queen Victoria's 9 children were girls? 5. And number 15, in Scrabble, what is the face value number of points of the word Christmas? 16. And that's it. That is takeaway trivia for another week. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if listening to this podcast has been part of your family Christmas celebrations this year, then I'm truly humbled. If you celebrate, then a very Merry Christmas to you. Hope you have a fantastic time. Spend it with loved ones, spend it with family. And most importantly of all, just have some time to yourself to unwind if it's been a busy year. Oh, and hey, if you're not celebrating Christmas this week, then just have a great week. Thank you for listening. Before I go, just enough time for a tat fact or two. Cranberry sauce is rarely eaten other than at Christmas. Did you know that? Thousands of jars get opened and get left unused after Christmas, with over 90% of households only purchasing a jar of cranberry sauce for Christmas, just in case someone likes it. I think that's the case here. In my family, we have a jar of cranberry sauce in the fridge, which I think has lasted for about 5 years, probably. The colours at Christmas are deliberate. They all represent something. Gold is one of the gifts from the three kings. Green symbolises everlasting life. And red represents the blood of Christ. Finally, this week, I've learnt that as of 2022, there are a total of 135 versions of A Christmas Carol, the movie, making it the most adapted story in film history. It's also the best Christmas episode of Doctor Who. You know, the one with the giant sharks swimming through the atmosphere and Matt Smith trying to change the life of a grumpy old man. It's a great episode. Right, have a great week, have a safe week, and like I said, if you celebrate it, have an awesome Christmas. I'll be back next week with another edition of Takeaway Trivia. Make sure you like and subscribe to get it delivered to your device. Merry Christmas, Quizheads. We'll quiz again soon. Ta-ra! So, earlier in the quiz, I mentioned the organisation The Samaritans. They host a hotline for people who are feeling lonely, are struggling, or need some help. Whatever you're going through, if you need someone to talk to, they are there for you. Call 116 123 for free in the UK. I hope you're enjoying Takeaway Trivia. Don't forget, we're now available wherever you get your podcasts, so please subscribe, rate and review to help this quiz grow. Also, if there's anything you would like to be tested on, any subjects you'd like to hear in the quiz, please get in touch. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/takeawaytrivia or on Threads at Bar Wars. Finally, we're also available on YouTube, youtube.com/@takeawaytrivia. Happy quizzing! The intro music is There It Is by Kevin MacLeod, available from incomputech.filmmusic.io, licensed by creativecommons.org.